Welcome back, class! The new Captain America movie is out, featuring the Avengers going toe-to-toe with each other, and that got me thinking, if I had to recast the franchise using only American presidents, who would I cast? Now mind you, I'm going to lean heavily on the movie interpretation, but I may throw in some of the comic source material, and of course, no spoilers. Let's start with Vision. Smart, soft-spoken, but incredibly powerful. Brought to life when his enemy, Ultron, uses the Mind Stone on him. Super strong and full of wisdom? Of course we gotta cast George Washington in that part. He may have mumbled, but he sure was an imposing figure, and he fought alongside the British during the French and Indian War, only to fight against them during the Revolutionary War. And he had the vision to create a presidential cabinet, avoid entangling alliances, and warn against political parties. Let's get that guy into costume. It looks good. Kind of looks a little like Barney the Dinosaur and Krusty the Clown, but it still looks good. Next is Black Widow. Scarred by her childhood experiences and incredibly deadly, feared by her enemies, and that red hair. Who could play her? Of course, Andrew Jackson. When he was 13, he received a scar from a British officer during the American Revolution. And dude was the first target of a presidential assassination, but was so intimidating that the assassin's guns both misfired. Oh, and he is one of our few ginger presidents. Probably gonna regret this, but let's get him into costume. Kind of ruins everything, doesn't it? Next comes Hawkeye, and with his reliance on his bow and arrow, he's very clearly the most ineffective member of the Avengers, so let's cast him with an ineffective president, James Buchanan. Yep, he was last in line in the passing the slavery buck, and don't forget that South Carolina seceded while he was still in office. Let's see how he looks in his costume. Actually, not bad. And yes, since we're typecasting ineffective, I have to say that the call went out to Herbert Hoover, but his rugged individualism prevents him from joining the team. Next is Thor, son of Odin, a god in his own right, traveler of many worlds and wielder of the mighty Mjolnir. Who could fill those Asgardian shoes? Teddy Roosevelt, that's who. Son in the prominent Roosevelt family, considered the alpha male of alpha males, he traveled the world looking for adventure and new beings to shoot. And while he didn't have a Mjolnir, he did carry a big stick. For Falcon, let's cast Harry S. Truman. Both took over when their friend boss died, Falcon in the comics taking over for Captain America, and Truman taking over for FDR. Both love aviation, with the Falcon physically flying and Truman officially creating the Air Force. And Truman even painted an eagle on his presidential airplane, and everybody knows that an eagle is just a more punchable falcon. See, the next one's a little tricky because it's already been cast like a million times. Hulk. Who can fill his purple pants? James Madison. No, hear me out. Yes, he is the smallest president we've ever had, but dude was also a genius. He basically wrote the first draft of the Constitution. And you wouldn't like him if he's angry, because he is the one that starts the first official American war, the War of 1812. I mean, look, you want to get that guy angry? Be my guest. He's actually kind of adorable. All right, let's do some rapid fire. War Machine. Well, he'll be played by James K. Polk. If you remember anything about the Mexican-American War, you remember that this guy was ready to throw down. Scarlet Witch will be played by William McKinley. McKinley known to be very superstitious, and he always wore a red or scarlet carnation. And let's complete the twins with Quicksilver, played by William Henry Harrison. His quick administration only lasted a month long, and like Quicksilver, he won't be brought back for the sequel. And also, like Quicksilver, people generally like the other Harrison better, that being his grandson, President Benjamin Harrison. And that leaves the big two. First, Captain America. Honorable, honest, a great fighter, a powerful leader. If that isn't Abraham Lincoln, I don't know what is. You have the classic story of Abraham Lincoln physically fighting against injustice as a lanky kid, speaking out for others as an adult, and inspiring us for generations. Plus, both Lincoln and Captain America in the comics die shortly after the Civil War. And that leaves Iron Man, Charismatic, a leader that may sometimes overstep his bounds, born into a well-respected and influential family? That last role goes to Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The man helped us emerge out of the Depression, just like Iron Man helped us emerge from the depressing trend of subpar comic book movies. Both used technology to overcome medical conditions, Tony using the arc reactor to protect his heart, and FDR using a wheelchair because he was ravaged by polio. And shouldn't the president that's been elected the most time play the Avenger who's been in the most movies? And there you have it, my presidential casting for the Avengers. Which ones did I nail and which ones did I totally miscast? And what about characters like Nick Fury and Spider-Man and Ant-Man? Who should play them? Are there any other franchises I should do? Let me know all these things in the comments. And keep watching throughout the summer as I continue to make videos. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me across social media at Mr. Betts Class. Be safe, and I'll see you next time.